right? We're over consuming, but in reality, what we're doing is we're under implementing, right? You can consume a lot as long as you are implementing a lot. One tip that I always do is I live by a day guide. Do you live by the calendar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of entrepreneurs, I think I did a stat, but I believe it was 92, I believe it was 100%, but I'm just gonna say 92% of millionaires live and die by a schedule.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful, dude. Life is so beautiful. We just went through a crazy event. What did you learn, bro?
Bro, I learned 3 main things.
Oh.
So, firstly, I learned content is the one thing that would help fast track your progress from 1 to 5 years. Imagine growing by 5 years just by doing something for 1 year. That is the one thing content could do for you. Secondly, I learned to stay strong, David Goggins. If you have 2 options, the hard or harder, choose the harder one. And then Pace said one thing I also correlate to that in a way. Pace said his advice to most people that are trying to get into real estate would be to put your first leg on the pedal, the second leg on the pedal, so slam the pedal down, and then rip off the brakes. Just keep going, man, keep going. So like I've really had a very big mindset shift because I thought I was thinking big because I plan to buy 50 units this year as someone that is super young just like you, and I thought I was big enough. But one thing I've seen that I've learned right now, I learned this from doing Graziosi, is the bigger the problems you solve, the bigger your paycheck is. So I've seen in myself that I've been running away from bigger problems. I say this because I've had like at least 3 people reach out to me right now, because in Baltimore City, I'm making myself known. I've had 3 people reach out to me right now saying, Heritage, I have this big house. This big house, I had like 15 bedrooms. It was being used for assisted living facility before, and what they're trying to sell, and they're like potentially like turn this to something else. It's like a co-living property or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's too much work. No, let me avoid that. But Dim Graziosi mentioned that the way he made his first $1 million is the exact same way. Solving a big problem. So solving higher level problems will give you higher level results. And Alex Moses says one thing, he says, you are a direct reflection. I mean, no. Your bank account is a direct reflection of the problems you solve. Say, bro, my mind has been boggled this past 3 days to the point where I think day 2 I said, gosh damn, I just want to go home right now. I was like, if I learn nothing else for like the other 2 days that is left, I'll be completely fine. Let me go home right now and just take action, bro. So I have a question for you.
Damn.
But before we go on forward, what's your name? Like, introduce yourself, your name, your age, what you do, your main focus.
My name is Conner Rueca. I do business with my 4 brothers. We're all in our 20s. We do real estate, we do software, and he's the real deal, and I'm so glad I met this guy. I met him first, I believe it was New Year's.
I think so.
We connected New Year's, first day of this year. We've only been friends for around 30 days. No, not 30 days, 90 days.
I believe having friendships like you, like Marcel. I mean, Marcel is not here right now, but this connection like this would really change our lives. I genuinely feel that. I was mentioning this to you earlier, I think yesterday. Around this time last year, I had the exact same goals of doing very big things in Baltimore City, in Maryland, in general, in DMV in general. But I saw no one around me doing this. And it's really surprising how you will limit yourself based on the people around you. I said, all my guys, all they do is just, all my people I know, all they do is just party. It's super insane. People that are our age, all they do is just party. But I had this mindset where I would be talking about multi-families, be talking about single families, real estate, and they're all just mutes. They'd be like, damn, this guy's talking again, bro. Like, what you talking about, bro? Like, bro, I'm just trying to have fun, bro. You're talking about some business. What you mean? You get what I mean? But like, what would you say? So that's what I'm about to read. Did you say your age?
Yes.
Nice. What would you say the value of taking action is, and what would you say that value of like taking action has done to your business so far? So basically, can you quantify the value of taking actions, what you've done so far?
Yeah, so the way that I would look at it is a lot of people say we're over consuming, right? We're over consuming, but in reality, what we're doing is we're under implementing, right? You can consume a lot as long as you are implementing a lot, right? So for me and the brothers, like I believe why we're so good at this business is because when we do get some good information that makes sense and we know will generate results, or at least test to generate results, we do it as fast as possible. So in terms of taking action, it's not even about what you're doing or how you're doing it, it's truly about speed. So if you're doing it faster than the other person, all right? So if you're failing faster, that is positive. If you're calling faster, if you are doing anything faster than if you were doing nothing, that's when you're succeeding. Because at the end of the day, like, we're all gonna fail. Eventually.
Like my mindset towards failure has shifted so much this past few months. Because mind you, I had around $30,000-ish, my life savings at the time. My life savings, this is like a very sensitive topic for me. But my life savings, I took all that money. Imagine doing that as international students with no families, no backups. Like if everything F's up, it's all on me. My dad's back in Nigeria, like, so I took all my life savings and I dumped that into buy my first deal. And the reason why people ask me that, Heritage, you have the balls of an elephant, for God's sake. Like, why would you do that? It's dumb. Like, the reason why I did that was because I saw the trajectory of where I was going, and I said, if I want to get my results, like the goals I have for myself, this will not get that for me. So like I've seen taking action to the point where I've taken action on something that I really value so much, and it's worked out so far. For every 20-year-old out there, what is one advice we give to them on how to best take action? Because we're all about action, bro. Like no more over consuming, or like no more taking up too much information and doing nothing. Because you could learn from Pace Morby himself. Like he could talk to you for like an hour, and you would do nothing after the discussion. That would be a wasted 1 hour for both your time and his time. So how would you give advice to like take more action?
The advice I would that I would give. So yesterday, Heritage was with me, and my brother Reed and Marcel. We made a massive decision. All right, the decision was.
You gonna tell them?
Joining Owners Club.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
$35,000.
Congratulations, bro.
That's a lot of freaking money,
bro.
Even for my business, where we're doing well every single month, $35,000 is a lot of freaking money.
Yeah.
I've also done a $50,000 before, and I've done a $9,000 and a $6,000. It only gets higher at the end of the day. Higher levels you go, the more you pay, right?
Yeah.
But essentially, this was my decision making in terms of taking action and failure.
And hold on, it was very crazy because you were almost not about to come.
Yes.
That's the insane part. Wow. So go on.
So this was all it was. We heard the presentation, we got the offer. Me and Reed looked at each other, and Reed goes, Connor, we're gonna go home. We're gonna spend a month. You're gonna complain that you didn't join. We're gonna go another 2 months. You're gonna regret that you didn't join. And to join Owners Club, you had to do it right then and there here. And I was like, you're right. If I don't join, I'm gonna regret it for the whole rest of the year, and then I'm gonna have to come early 2026 and then join then, when I know I should do it now. So it's not even about, oh, how fast can I fail anymore? Now it's, what decision am I gonna regret more? So if you need to take phone calls, and you know those phone calls will fulfill your day's need of business, if you don't take it, you're gonna regret that the next morning, right? And what did you do instead? Maybe you were just on your phone, just relaxing, or maybe hanging out with your girlfriend. You're gonna regret not taking those calls more than if you just took the calls and you didn't hang out with your girlfriend. You wouldn't regret not hanging out with your girlfriend if you took calls for your business and made money.
Exactly.
So now for me, it's like, all right, I'm not gonna make a crazy amount of big decisions like this of $35,000, but what am I gonna regret more? And that's obviously the harder decision.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to take that one every single time I have the chance to.
Every single time. That makes so much sense. I felt the exact same way when I joined this community, because mind you, this was a very big choice for even me myself. I had like 30K, okay? I've just done my first deal, so I had 0K. And then I just found the chance to join this community, because it was crazy, because my one goal was to buy a house before I finished college. That was my first goal. So when I eventually hit that goal last December, thank God, I then shifted. I said, Heritage, your goal was too easy. Genuinely was too easy. Buying one house is easy. You get what I mean? So I said, how can I scale up my goals such that it will actually be a challenge? Mm-hmm. So I asked myself, what is the most delusional, most nonsensical, most braggadocious thing you could just come up with and put that as a goal for yourself? For me, that was 50. So I slept and I woke up and I said, Heritage, this year, 2025, I will buy 50 units. And the reason why I picked up on this story was you said one thing about failure and regrets and the kind of like things they play in, like your old choice making, decision making. And it's crazy because like my goal is to buy 50 units right now, okay? If I spend the whole year trying to achieve that goal, not just saying on camera, but like actually trying, actually doing the work, not planning to do the work, not thinking about doing the work, but actually doing the work, and I fail. If I wake up 1 year later with just half of that, meaning I failed on my goal, I will still be a freaking young person with 25 units. Even that alone is marketable. You get what I mean? But like David Goggins said this thing earlier today, he said, the society we're in today celebrates mediocrity.
Yep.
They reward mediocrity. And I think it was Alex that said this one thing, Alex Emerson, because I don't read as much as I should be, but I listen to all these smart people talk, and then in relation, it makes me a little bit smarter. Alex said if you plan to do something and you don't do it, and then you negotiate with yourself to do something lesser, he said that's the easiest way to be mediocre in life. He says at that point, someone else might as well just slap you mediocrity, like you just be mediocre forever. So like, taking action is really, really impactful, and for my life so far, I think that has been the one thing that's helped me so far. And it's insane because you see so much results.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing 35K to join Owners Club. I'm seeing millions of dollars worth of value, because guess what? I will go on to buy my 50 units this year, and I'm sure I haven't heard your goal. What's your goal for this year? Oh, is it $2 million?
I want to be at $2 million in terms of revenue.
In revenue.
However, in terms of like business specific, so I run a software business, high-ticket software business.
Yes.
250 users.
Wow. So long story short, we will both become millionaires this year. So what I'm seeing right now is 35K to become a millionaire.
Yep. Well, crazy return on
That's
investment.
a crazy steal. That's a crazy steal.
Crazy steal.
Knowing what you know right now, I think that ticket should be higher than that. The value should be higher. So let's pivot a little bit. Let's talk about how to like manage life as an entrepreneur, as a very young entrepreneur. I've seen firsthand that people choose the easier routes, meaning go through school, get a job, because I was on that route as well, and I'm not fully clear, but I'm trying to steer away from that route. So go through school, get a job, maybe like work at Apple or Google or these other companies that pay you nicely, and then just work there for 30 plus years or 40 plus years. And most people say I would only be here for 5 years, but in reality, it's if you just say that without putting conscious action, which only 1% of people take, you would end up spending more than 5 years, or at year 5 you'd be like, oh wow, I thought I would have everything I need to leave, but I don't have anything I need to leave right now, and I can't leave right now. It makes no sense. The exact same way when we were younger, we said we'll become actors, musicians, doctors, lawyers, and look at where we are right now, unemployed. You get what I mean? So it's like one thing I've learned right now is it's hard to balance life as a young go-getter. So my audience is mainly filled with people that are young, just like myself and yourself. What is one advice you give a young go-getter to have to mitigate all these things like entrepreneurship, school, family, relationships, things like that?
Very good question. What I would say is there's no balance, it's all harmony. So some days you're gonna be a lot more.
This guy is just smart, yo. What does that mean? Go on.
Okay, so some days you're gonna be a lot more, or taking a lot more time in your business. Some days you're gonna do no business. For example, Sunday, praising God, spending time with family. Okay, so it's truly a harmony. When you're starting a business though, you should be working like 80% of your free hours on your business. The other 20% should still be personal development related. Working out, eating healthy food, praying, doing all the things that still make you a better person. But here's the thing. The first 5 years is not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be fun, right? When I first started doing real estate, I went 7 months without making any money. Personally, I actually miss going back to those days when I had $0. Like coming in every month, because I'm like, I need to keep going, I need to invest, I need to keep putting in the work. So when it comes to you guys starting your business, one tip that I always do is I live by a day guide. Do you live by the calendar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Plan your day.
entrepreneurs, I think I did a stat, but I believe it was 92, I believe it was 100%, but I'm just gonna say 92% of millionaires live and die by a schedule. Right? So every single Sunday, I sit in front of my computer for around 25 minutes and play out my whole week, time block. This is when I'm gonna eat lunch. I'm gonna spend 30 minutes on this day to eat lunch. And then I'm gonna spend an hour and a half taking sales calls. So for me, the balance is living and dying by that schedule every single day. It's not about, oh, did I spend more time doing this and then spend more time doing that? No, the balance is, did I get through all my tasks every single day? And that is balance to me.
Do you know what's insane? It's insane that you're a 21-year-old, right? That talks like this.
Likewise.
It's insane. It's insane. But yeah, I do feel what you're saying. It's more of priorities. Like what you're focusing on, but as well having a schedule to live and die by. I feel like right now with how I plan my days, I'm more flexible with my schedule. So meaning I plan my day, I plan every single day. So in the morning, like I wake up around like 7 a.m. and I plan my day from 7 to like 7:15. Every single thing I plan to do in the day, I put it on there. But I think I have to build this like attitude where if you're not in my schedule, I will not give 2 F's about you.
Yep.
Type of attitude.
Yep.
Because people just come on and be like, oh, Heritage, can I have like a 10-minute session with you? Oh, Heritage, can I talk to you about this one? Oh, I have a deal right here. Do you want to check it out for me? Oh, I have this property to drive to. So that has maybe like put out blocks, like free space in my calendar. That is just for like miscellaneous. So do you feel like there is value like being like specificity in your schedule and how do you like advise to like live and die by a calendar?
Yeah, so you're always gonna have those meetings that get delayed. You gotta do it at a later day, and you'll push things around. But for me, it's like, okay, I see in my schedule that I'm spending 2 hours taking sales calls. Something might come up within those sales calls where I gotta hop on a call with my client, right? So with anyone external, like to hop on a call with me, I need like at least 12 hours. With my client, maybe 6 hours, like I can book them into the day. But I really do I don't wanna change my schedule unless I have to.
Got you.
If you're trying to talk to me the same day, okay? But here's the thing, if you're taking sales calls for 2 hours, if you get something in the middle of that sales call, make sure you fulfill those 2 hours, because you're gonna look back on the day. I reflect on every single day. Did I hit my 2 hours that I said I was going to do? It's all a commitment.
Yeah.
And it's all my belief system. If I believe I'm gonna do something, and then at the end of the day, every single day I reflect on it and I'm like, I didn't hit it. That truly kills you on the inside.
Wow.
Right? So it's actually good to be flexible.
Yeah.
But I'm super flexible, but I still make sure I can fit that time in just somewhere else in the schedule. Okay? And if it doesn't work that day, throw it to the next day. Okay? It's all a harmony. It's literally a dance. And you gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to, because some calls are very mandatory. right? I even have like when I call my mom on my schedule.
Wow.
Like it has to be that down to a T, because I run 2 businesses. I have 4 brothers, and our time is super valuable. We make money, and we help a lot of clients, and that is my true focus. And then I have to praise God.
That's a must.
And talk to Jesus. So those are all the musts. Those have to stay in. What honestly gets pushed out is usually business activities. So like, I guess somewhat personal development first, then my clients, and then more business activities.
Yeah. I think that makes so much sense. I think I will be more proactive in like safeguarding my time, meaning, because I've had friends before, like buddies of mine, they're doing so well right now. They're building brands, they're becoming superstars in their own way. I'll be like, hey, bud, let me talk to you. They'll be like, I don't have time until 2 weeks from now. Until 2 weeks from now. And I'm like,